Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 10th of December, looking at the schedule report, what each of the studios have been working on, and any other important news nuggets. Next week, we will start to receive information on Squadron 42 in the form of monthly newsletters, as well as the week after, we're getting to see the ATV special focused on Squadron 42. That's on Thursday, the 21st of December, all about that single-player campaign. Rather than a live stream, it seems like they've gone for a more sensible approach of doing a video, so hopefully we should see some pretty cool stuff. We may see a concept sale or some other goodies at this time too. They will be sharing with us the Squadron 42's roadmap for completion as well, which is going to give us a picture of what's needed to be worked on before the game is completed. Faceware have also announced that their face-over IP Star Citizen focused cameras will go on pre-order early 2018, which suggests to me that the face-over IP stuff will be in the game soon after that, possibly in 3.1, their first quarterly patch after 2018 or after 3.0's released. Now, Star Citizen Alpha 3.0's PTU has become feature-locked, but not before they announced that they were testing bind culling, so range-based network updates, as something that they are planning to add to 3.0's PTU shortly. This should improve both CPU, frame rates, and network performance. I think they are actually putting some other network optimizations in as well, and every patch should hopefully see a big decline in bugs and a small optimization to graphics and CPUs and that sort of jazz as well. Please check out the sneak peek that they had in the newsletter of the Omnisky or Omnisky 3 laser cannons. I actually had a dream about laser cannons from Star Citizen last night. That is how much of a nerd I am. The schedule report stuff, so they've completed all feature work for physical shops, but they can continue to close out bugs and add polish, as well as they finished most of the bugs for the commodity shopping from the kiosks and that sort of jazz. They continue to polish the various mission flows and how they work together with relevant NPCs. Daily play tests ensure that they have a list of bugs to constantly work from to make the experience for players as smooth as possible. Ruto, the mission giver, is undergoing a QA testing before going to review. They've continued closing out Item 2.0 setup bugs and polish. They've implemented changes from last week's review of Item 2.0's integration with the UIs. The team continued to balance Item 2.0's functionality across all items. There hasn't been much high-level change in the second stage afterburner balance. As they mentioned last week, the UI work is unlikely to make the release, so the team is prioritizing other features that will provide greater gains for players. They've got one remaining gravlev issue where bikes bank too high when turning. This is currently being investigated, and they hope to have this resolved ahead of any live release. They outlined the remaining gravlev work to account for drag in flight control code. This will be nice to have for 3.0, and they are trying to hopefully be able to deliver it in time ahead of the live release again. Atmospheric flight tuning is almost complete. They're currently assessing whether an improvement to drag is feasible to include in 3.0's live release, as it could cause significant issues and break builds, so they're going to have a look at that. Item highlighting is currently in progress on the Personal Manager app, alongside improvements to selecting ports on characters. The UI team did a UX pass on the Personal Manager app to clean the interface and make it more user-friendly. At present, their work on the Vehicle Manager app, the VMA, hasn't started yet, but the work is ongoing to the PMA, and that's going to be used for the VMA. So the Person Manager app work will be used for the Vehicle Manager work app stuff. It's a shared code base. The team there have also continued to fix bugs on the star map, which is going to be a main focus while they're getting that ship radar fully implemented into it. All the hints from the initial design are now in as well. Now they're just waiting on design and UI to polish it up to make it a complete feature. In regards to the optimization stuff, additional optimizations were made to actor-relevant components to move execution of updates off the main threads for CPUs, as well as tweaks to improve performance until things can be batch updated and reduce the number of data calls. Spline calculations for smooth locomotion have been optimized as well. Vehicle weapons will now only get updated if necessary. On the network side, serialized variable callbacks can now be processed on batch worker threads. In the audio code, object-based reverb and environment setting code was removed, which caused unnecessary performance overhead. Moreover, the number of push request calls in the audio system has been reduced. In render mesh management, code lock contention has been optimized further. Generally, frequent CPU spikes on the server and client side due to spin locks have been removed. The relevant changes mentioned in last week's report as in progress have also been submitted, and they've mentioned last week the team worked on a range of update culling to reduce the amount of server and processing on the client side and all that sort of jazz, so that they can have higher player counts in multiplayer, and for that to be faster, higher frame rates, less drag on the server. This is currently being test run by QA, so a QATR, I assume that's what that is, and the zone system improvements for concurrent position updates are still in progress, currently on hold to focus on range-based update culling, as mentioned above. Now, some of these improvements are really big for Star Citizen, or hopefully, potentially, quite big for when it comes to amount of players we can get in-game. Currently, we have 50 in the PTU as of patch 3.0 PTU AI, but they could be trying to push for 128 for a live build, that sort of stuff, and also higher frame rates, better network code, less latency, less rubber banding, that sort of stuff, no CPU spikes. All this sort of stuff is coming from patch to patch, which makes it very exciting for me. Every month, we have a giveaway for December. It's the massive Orion mining vessel donated by our featured org, Self-Made, an organisation looking at all types of gameplay, with a kind of lawful neutral stance, anti-pirate-ish, and focusing on developing yourself as a character and individual in the game, and kind of not putting force or being a dick to others. All we need to do to be in for a chance of winning that Orion is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my Star Citizen videos during that month. And if you're interested in joining an org, check out that featured org Self-Made, the links below. Do you have any questions about Alpha 3.0, about the PTU, about the news, about Squadron 42, anything? Chuck them in the comments below. Again, a special thank you to my Patreon to allow me to create the amount of content I do. If you're interested in becoming one of them, you can find the links to Patreon as well as everything else we've talked about below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really does help me, and I'll see you in the verse.